Hello, my name is Broddrick Stewart, and I am the naturalist here at Maumee Bay State Park. I'm actually a naturalist for all of Northwest Ohio, and thank you so much for joining me today. So you may be wondering, what is a naturalist? So a naturalist is a person who's gone to school for either biology, zoology, environmental science, something in the natural resource field, and you are an informal educator. So I'm here to act as kind of a resource. I tell people about this area. They come here with questions. I help identify the native flora and fauna. And so it's a really neat job. I'm very, very fortunate, and it's really varied. A lot of people ask, what made you decide to be a naturalist? The biggest thing that really inspired me to really seek a career in the natural resources and natural biological field was essentially I got into birding. And from there, I ended up in a long, interesting twist to become a naturalist. So I feel very, very fortunate that I get to share my passions with other people. How did you get to become a naturalist? So I went to school at Texas State University. I have a bachelor's degree in biology with a focus on ornithology and ichthyology, which means I like fish and birds. So I actually got started when I was still in school. I volunteered at a nature center. I got roped into doing birthday parties and eventually became a programmer there. Very fortunate that I got to become a naturalist, but a lot of it was backed up. I had a lot of trainings in between. I'm a certified interpretive guide with the National Association for Interpretation. I have my American Canoe certifications for kayaks, canoes. I'm a CPR instructor, and there's a lot of individual trainings that come in between. I constantly and continuously still try to learn things as well as I go. So one fun fact about me, my mom constantly had to check my pockets for toads. If I found a toad, I would want to keep it and put it in my pockets. So some advice I have for young women wanting to be in the STEM fields is don't limit yourself and don't doubt yourself. It can be really overwhelming, especially some of the STEM fields can be very male dominated, and it's easy to feel intimidated or feel like you have to prove yourself. And the biggest thing is you are capable and you are qualified. And a really good question is, what do I love about STEM? What I love about STEM is it's always changing. There's always something new to learn. There is never any ultimatums in nature. Things change. The rules really aren't rules. And the fun part about science is that there's a constant thirst and a constant want for new knowledge and new confirmations and new theories. I love that about STEM. You don't get to be bored. It's great. What advice I'd give to my 18-year-old self? I have a lot of advice that I'd give to my 18-year-old self as I'm a 30-year-old now. But my biggest thing is don't give up. Don't doubt yourself. Another thing that people ask, well, if you weren't a naturalist, what would you do? Interestingly enough, if my initial career path that I wanted to pursue was actually forensic pathology. I loved forensic files, and I thought I was going to be a coroner or a pathologist. And if I could redo things over again, I love being a naturalist, but that's something that the cards didn't fold out for me being a naturalist, I probably would have pursued a career in forensics. So why do I think informal education is so important? I think informal education is so vital to our society because it allows us to approach people who maybe are intimidated or they maybe weren't into science as high schoolers or in college, but they can come to a place like the Nature Center so they can look at things like, oh, I didn't know this was here. What is that bird? Things like that. And we can kind of ease them in, identify that stuff, and kind of spark their interest in a slow, not hard-nosed way.
And one of my favorite quotes by one of my favorite authors, Richard Preston, who this quote is from The Hot Zone, was chance favors a prepared mind.
And finally, some advice that I'd give a young girl would be believe in yourself. Don't doubt yourself, believe in yourself, and be you. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon here at Maumee Bay or virtually online. Thank you guys.